Surah Al-Ahzab.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيها النبي اتق الله ولا تطع الكافرين والمنافقين إن الله كان عليما حكيما واتبع ما يوحى إليك من ربك إن الله كان بما تعملون خبيرا وتوكل على الله وكفى بالله وكيلا.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In the name of Allah, the entirely merciful, the especially merciful. O Prophet, fear Allah, and do not obey the disbelievers and the hypocrites. Indeed, Allah is ever knowing and wise. And follow that which is revealed to you from your Lord. Indeed, Allah is ever with what you do, acquainted. And rely upon Allah. And sufficient is Allah as disposer of affairs. Allah has not made for a man two hearts in his interior. So a person cannot have conflicting beliefs in the same heart. A person cannot have opposite things in one heart. No. It's either iman or it's kufr. It's either haya or it's immodesty. It's either a clean heart or it is a heart full of jealousy and animosity. And He has not made your wives, whom you declare unlawful, your mothers. Because the mushrikeen, they had this custom, that if they wanted to permanently divorce their wives, they would say, you're like my mother. So from now on, you're my mother, because I'm declaring you my mother. So now this woman is neither divorced, nor is she going to be treated like a wife. Allah says, He has not made your wives, whom you declare unlawful, your mothers. And He has not made your adopted sons your true sons. Meaning just because you call somebody your child, you can even give them your name, but they don't become your child. That is merely your saying by your mouths. It doesn't change reality. But Allah says the truth, and He guides to the right way. And this is such a beautiful lesson, that people can say whatever they want. If it's not true, it's just not true. So don't get worked up. أُدْعُوهُمْ لِآبَائِهِمْ هُوَ أَقْسَطُ عِنْدَ اللَّهِ. Call them by the names of their fathers. Meaning if you do have a child in your care, and if you like to treat them like your own child, treat them like your own child. However, be fair and truthful over there. Call them by the names of their fathers. Don't say that you are their father when you're not their father. It is more just in the sight of Allah. But if you do not know their fathers, and that is also possible, that a child is in your care and you don't even know who the father is, then they are still your brothers in religion and those entrusted to you. And there is no blame upon you for that in which you have erred, but only for what your hearts intended. And ever is Allah forgiving and merciful. Meaning Allah will forgive the past mistakes if you correct your present state. Now this is something very serious what we learn over here. That we cannot say that someone is our father when they're not actually our father. Or that somebody is our child when they're not actually our child. Unless people know, it's understood. The Prophet ﷺ said, he who claimed for another one his fatherhood, besides his own father, knowingly that he was not his father, to him paradise is forbidden. Meaning if a person says, oh, I am the son of so-and-so, whereas in reality he's not the son of so-and-so. Knowingly he does this. And sometimes people do this just to show that they're superior. Like for example, in a particular place, khans may be very well respected. So Khan. I'm Khan. Why? Because you want to be known as a relative of somebody? Really? There's so many thousands and millions of Khans in the world. Right? Or a person could make up something. I'm Sheikh. I'm this. I'm that. I'm Sayyid. To show that I have a very noble lineage. Sometimes Jewish names are taken. Why? To show that, I belong to a very... I'm not saying Muslims do that, but we see this happening in the world. Because certain names, they are known to be of certain cultures or certain class or certain lineage, and with that there's some level of respect and nobility. So people would do this in Arabia, and people even do it today. The Prophet ﷺ also said, he who claims anyone else as his father besides his own father, or makes one of his mawla other than the one who actually freed him. Because a person who is freed, a slave, he would take the name of the master who freed him. there is a curse of Allah, that of His angels, and that of the whole mankind upon him. Allah will not accept the obligatory acts or the nafil acts of this person. Fard, nafil. Deeds are not accepted of this person because he's living a lie. He's living a lie. And lying is something that Allah does not like. And sometimes these things are done just to get citizenship of a country. These papers show that I belong to this family, I am their child, I am their brother, or I am their wife. Whereas in reality, there is no such relationship. It's a lie. Haram. Forbidden. Look at what the Prophet ﷺ said. The person, on him is la'na, and his deeds are not accepted. You see, sometimes truth hurts. Because sometimes it's possible that a child has been adopted, and from the beginning they have been made to feel that, oh, you are our child. And now if you tell them the truth, it's going to hurt them. But you know what's going to hurt them even more? When the lie is discovered. النَّبِيُّ أَوْلَى بِالْمُؤْمِنِينَ مِنْ أَنفُسِهِمْ. The Prophet is more worthy of the believers than themselves, and his wives are in the position of their mothers. And those of blood relationship are more entitled to inheritance in the decree of Allah than the other believers and the immigrants, except that you may do to your close associates a kindness through bequest. That was in the book inscribed. Because at the beginning, when the Muslims migrated to Medina, brotherhood was established between the Muslims. So over here it is made clear that even though they're your brothers in religion, they don't inherit from you and you don't inherit from them. They don't take your name and you don't take their name. It's the blood relatives.